Welcome! I'm the Master Builder. Today, I'm stepping right out of the ancient sands to guide you through this explainer. You look at our work and you just wonder. You study the stones, you marvel at them. So today, we're going to walk through the absolute greatest triumph of my life, and honestly, of human history.
4,500. Think about that for a second. For over 4.5 millennia, my masterpiece has literally stood unflinching against the desert winds. For 4,500 years, modern minds, you guys have incredible machines, flying vessels, and yet you still struggle to understand exactly how we did it. You're looking at a structure so massive that even your greatest modern engineers can't fully crack the mechanics of our labor. And I've got to say, it fills me with a massive amount of pride to know that after all these thousands of years, we can still leave you completely breathless.
So let's take a trip back. The year is 2560 BC. We built this massive monument for our great pharaoh, Khufu. Now today, you're used to seeing that stepped, bare, kind of golden brown core. But back then? Oh, it was a totally different sight. It stood at imposing 146 meters high, and it was entirely encased in this blindingly polished Tuor limestone. I want you to imagine it just as we saw it, reflecting the intense Egyptian sun, acting like this giant, brilliant beacon. It was almost like a mountain of light rising right out of the desert. Just absolutely glorious.
Section 2. The impossible construction. Let's talk about the heavy lifting.
2.3 million. That's the sheer volume of individual stone blocks we had to quarry, shape, move, and perfectly lock into place. And remember, we didn't have your modern cranes. We didn't have combustion engines or huge trucks. Most of these stones weighed somewhere between 2 and 15 tons. Every single one of those 2.3 million blocks was carved by human hands and hauled by pure human muscle. It's honestly mind-boggling when you really break it down.
And then it gets even crazier. Deep inside the pyramid, right up in the king's chamber, we placed these massive granite blocks. Some of these weighed over 70 tons each. 70 tons. And we didn't just slide them over a few feet. We actually floated them hundreds of miles down the Nile from Aswan before dragging them all the way up the structure. I always wonder how you guys would move a 70-ton piece of solid rock without machines. People today often doubt our strength and ingenuity. But we didn't need magic. We had leverage, we had intense manpower, and we had an absolutely unbreakable will.
I know you guys search endlessly for our manuals, but there are no manuals. None. Just thousands of incredibly skilled workers. The undeniable proof of our mastery is the monument itself. We used simple tools, we used ramps, but exactly what type of ramp system? Well, we intentionally took that little secret to our graves. And that mystery is exactly what continues to spark all your modern debates today, isn't it?
Section 3. The secrets within. Because we definitely left you a few puzzles.
Just consider the contrast here for a second. Our ancient methods relied entirely on ramps, sleds, ropes, and a whole lot of human sweat. Yet in 2017, you needed highly advanced scanning technology and literally particle physics just to peer through the solid rock that we stacked by hand. I find a real poetic justice in that.
And what did those advanced scanners actually find? The Big Void. It's this mysterious, largely unexplained, massive empty space deep within our masterpiece. I really have to smile at all the endless speculation you guys come up with. What is it for? Is it a hidden room filled with undiscovered treasure? Is it just some internal construction feature to relieve weight, or is it something else entirely? Well, we know, but for now, you don't. And that is exactly what makes our creation so enduringly fascinating.
Section 4. Guided by the stars.
We didn't just pile up rocks randomly. We anchored this pyramid to the very axis of the Earth. It's astonishingly aligned to the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. The precision is so perfect that a lot of your modern researchers still can't agree on how we achieved such extraordinary accuracy. And remember, we didn't have your magnetic compasses or GPS satellites to guide us.
Which really brings us to the big question. Did our astronomers use the stars to guide the construction, or did we employ some other techniques that are now entirely lost to history? The debate just rages on. Some say we tracked the circumpolar stars, others theorize about solar shadows. But whatever the answer is, our achievement remains pretty extraordinary. We essentially tied the heaviest object on Earth to the rotation of the night sky.
Section 5. Our human legacy.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Extraterrestrial involvement? Lost advanced civilizations from beneath the sea? Let me be perfectly clear about this.
We systematically and proudly dismiss these fictions. There's absolutely zero credible evidence to support any of these wild theories. Honestly, to say aliens built the pyramid is to deeply underestimate the sheer power of human beings working together with a singular purpose.
The truth is far more grounded, and yet I'd argue far more magnificent. Ingenuity, organization, and incredible human skill. That is what built the Great Pyramid. The evidence you do have points directly to us, the ancient Egyptian builders. The real mystery isn't little green men from the stars. The real mystery is what humans were truly capable of achieving thousands of years ago, when we organized our minds and our muscles toward absolute greatness.
Think about this timeline. From 2560 BC, when we first broke ground, surviving countless wars, fallen empires, all the way to 2017 when you found the big void, straight through to today, we built a monument to eternity. And despite centuries of your intense, high-tech study, we've managed to keep our final secrets securely hidden.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one lingering question. We moved literal mountains with ropes, copper chisels, and the sheer force of human unity. You have tools we couldn't have even dreamt of.